Hey everyone, Julian here. Today, going to be showing you step by step how to make a full techno track using Ableton. We're going to be using the template from my new track To The Music, which just dropped on my label Reflection yesterday. Plus, up there, you can see the Beatport link, and I'm actually doing a contest. So if you grab the track on Beatport, I'm giving away the stems, and I'm going to have a remix contest in about 3 weeks. I'm going to be announcing this shortly, the actual date when it is all ending, and when I'm going to be judging them. I'm going to be judging live on stream, though, guys. So definitely grab the track on Beatport, send me your receipt on Instagram or email, and I'll send over the track stems immediately. Let's dive in. Alright, so, techno, we're at 130 BPM, and the first thing I always start with, even when it comes to arrangement, is the main drums. Really always starting with the kicks. So what we got here is we got this rumble kick. So this is like kind of layers that I've already made in other project files. Like this was a kick that I had resampled and done a lot of processing to. And same thing with this rumble. This was like a kick that I made, and then I'm just kind of resampling it here with Shaper Box. And then we've got these. We got a little subcut on there and some low pass and high pass throughout the track to kind of like arrange it a little bit. Plus this roll bass is also part of that. So for this, I'm actually using Dune and the note length here. You can see by setting that, you can get those perfect little choppy roll basses. Other than that, just a bit of high passing, which moves around throughout the track. But yeah, if you can get these two, just start with that, and then you can move up to the drums. And these drums aren't that complicated. I think when it comes to making an actual track and making something that's really gonna work, you don't want that many layers, you know? It's like we got a main hi-hat. You know, all those together. Little 16th note hi-hat, a little ride. The ride's got some ping pong on it to kind of spread it out. You know, and then on the group there, we're using Shaper Box to make it fit with the kick really well. Cutting out some low end. There's a low pass filter to make it kind of disappear on those transitions, plus a little bit of reverb. And yeah, and the arrangement really goes around the drums too. You know, you can see this. Like, this is why I like showing you these fully arranged projects, is because you can see, you know, you start with the kick, bring in a few drums. You can use the ride coming in later as like another way to kind of bring the arrangement to life. Make the drums disappear for a little bit. Okay, there's your break. Kick comes back. Another thing with the drums coming back and then going away. And you can see, like, you can really build arrangements off of drums very easily. So once you have those, then I would recommend finding some sort of a hook, which in this case, there's two. So it would be this, right? This vocal here. So I'll turn off all the effects. We're starting with this. Well, it's also going to the send. So we got that. Then a bit of overdrive. Delay, echo, which the echo really automates, like for some of the transitions. Reverb. Shaper Box, which has automation, so it's not on when the kick is gone. But it does help that vocal kind of groove a little bit. We got a high pass and then a low pass, which goes up and down throughout the track. So that's one hook, right? And that's going to keep the track really catchy, because without these hooks, right, you know, it really is just like a rolling groove, which is good, but you need something kind of memorable and melodic over that. And that's also what we're using this Reese bass for, right? So the Reese bass is like this crazy evil pattern, right? You could kind of look at this as D sharp minor, but then not, because I'm adding in this E here, so it's kind of like breaking it, right? Part of getting that like evil sort of sound. And then we're using Serum, and just straight out of the synth, it sounds like this. So a bit flat. You can see it's literally just 2 saw waves, right? Super detuned. I like Serum though because you can have one with a lot of unison and then one with no unison, and you get this really full sound. So we got a bit of overdrive and some amp. You can hear those give it a really nice texture. We got a high pass filter, so it's not going to get in the way of the kick, and we've got a little bit of a mid boost. And then we have this magic chain. So you hear how when it stops playing, you get that cool like reverb jumping up. So the way you do this is it's an audio effect rack, and we've got one chain with nothing on it, just completely dry, and then one which is basically going to be our completely wet chain, and you just need 3 effects. You're going to put a reverb, which is 100% wet and like a pretty good decay time, a distortion, which is also 100% wet and pretty heavy. And then what you're going to do is you're going to sidechain it to the sound pre-effects. So you're sidechaining this to just this. So every time the bass is playing, you don't have the reverb, and then every time the bass stops, the reverb jumps up, and you can do a lot. Like you can make a whole... You can really play around with that, but it's a really cool sound design trick, and it kind of helps create the hook too. Because you have those kind of going together, right? Then we got this washout, which is just like a bit of reverb, basically. For the transitions, we have a bit of shaper box to make it bounce off the kick. High pass filter, which disappears in the break. And then a low pass to arrange it. And the last thing is this utility, just bringing the width down. Now this is important because with Techno, obviously it needs to work in mono. So I wanted to make sure that this would work really well in mono. So from there, we just have really a few background sounds, you know, like we have this little synth pluck here, which is very simple, but there's something cool. So yeah, this is just a simple Serum sound. You know, saw wave, super detuned with a low pass with an envelope on it, bit of reverb. I've got this funk master chain is basically just kind of like, you know, compressing it and limiting it a little. On the group, we have this stuff, right? You know, very simple. But what's working here is I bounced it to audio. And you can see I just had that little tail, so it's basically doing like... You're like... Vroom, pow. Like it makes it really hit, right? And it's subtle, but you hear it. And it really brings that to life. Other than that, we got, you know, just like some background effects, like sweeps and stuff. I got some effects in the intro as well, like some kind of like... You know, stuff so it's not just only drums at the beginning. And then the last part would be this. You know, trying to do something exciting here with some synths. So what we're doing is we've got like... Well, first this. So this is actually this bass Murder VST. I don't know if you guys have seen this. It's this crazy old hardstyle plugin actually from like the 2010s. Not a lot of people know about this, but I've been using it recently, and that's how I got that. It just creates hardstyle kicks, right? But you got this. I think this is like a preset that I tweaked a bit. And then there's some reverb and then a high pass filter. But then see on top of that, we got like the Serum stab. We have this other one. And then this like distorted kick coming from Serum as well. So you can see all these synths come together and create this really powerful transition. And there we are. So that's how you make a techno track step by step. Thank you so much for the support, guys. Make sure to go ahead and grab this template in the description so you can make your own track and make the best track of your life. Plus, make sure to grab a track on Beatport and send me your receipt, and I will send you the full track stem so you can make your remix. Once again, the remix contest is closing in 3 weeks. So definitely get on that, guys, while it's available. Looking forward to hearing all your remixes. Thanks for the support, and I'll see you tomorrow with another video.